Hi, everybody.
We're
We're the
back
big
now.
dudes in the trenches.
We're good.
All three of us again. Crazy. I know this is like the third episode in a row we've had all of us.
I like it.
Nuts. Insane. I don't think it'll ever happen again, but it's something to strive for. So we are kicking off. I don't know. The kicking off's the wrong word. We're mid kickoff of
We're
the
continuing.
BDT mock draft 3.0 because last episode that we talked about the draft at all was mock draft 3.0 part 1, where we only did the first round and we had some trades and we got a little bit crazy with it. I'll be honest with you. Doubt that's how the first round's really going to work out, but we have to live with our own consequences now because we're drafting rounds 2 and 3 today with the
Continued
results of
from
those trades, as if everything continued off of that part 1 last week. So if you don't know what happened, go back and listen to or watch that episode last week and you can see the entire first round. We will be starting at round 2 here today.
Yep. I'm excited.
So I guess a refresher of the rules is in order, though, because it has been a week. And if you haven't seen this in a week, fair enough. But rules are important. Go ahead and click through these here. We will have a coin flip at the beginning of each and every round. The winner of the coin flip between either myself or Tug will get to decide if they want odds or evens. We're not going to force the winner of the coin toss to go first. You get an option if you win the coin toss, essentially. Same thing we did at the top of round 1. We'll do for rounds 2 and 3 today.
Yep.
Bug is our timekeeper. We only have
My favorite
about 3 minutes. I'm not going to make sure that's like extremely strict. If we're in the middle of a trade negotiation or something, we can extend it if we need to. But if we're just making a pick straight up, we have 3 minutes to make a pick today for each and every one of our picks. And if we run out of time, we're required to go with whoever PFF recommends, because we're
At
using
this
the
point,
PFF
it's
software.
probably Tanner McKee.
It might end up being Tanner McKee. So they love Tanner McKee. And if you don't want Tanner McKee on your team, you better draft inside 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Trades can be initiated by any one of us at any time. As in, if I get the first pick of the second round, I'm sitting at number 32, but I want to trade out of 32, I can say I want to do that and see what you guys come up with if you have any offers. Or Bug can jump in and be like, hey, I think this would make sense. Or Tug can be like, hey, I want to be able to trade up with one of my teams run down here. The difference is we're keeping the numbering the same. We're not sticking with our own teams here. If you flipped coin, you wanted to go odds, you still have odds, even if we make a trade with odds. It's a little bit funky, a little bit different, and it's been some chaos already, so it's very fun.
I like it though.
2 more rules here. We do have an adversarial trade system, not just us against ourselves. So if again in the scenario I have 32, I can't just trade up from 34 and say that, well, it's both of my picks. I'm going to make that work. However, someone, Bug, will need to be in the negotiations every single time and at least attempt to make it somewhat fair value. Last week we got a little bit weird. I don't think all of those trades really lined up, but we'll do what we can and try to be at least reasonable with each other.
Work the best they could, right?
Yep.
And last rule of the mock draft is that today's rounds 2 and 3 in their entirety, that means we'll go through pick 63 in round 2, and then we have a bunch of compensatory picks at the end of round 3. We'll go to pick 102, and going through the end of round 3, every single team will be included in this mock draft by the end of it. So if you have a particular team you're waiting for, after the first round, you haven't seen your team make any picks yet, today's your day. You'll get to
Miami.
see at least one.
I was gonna
I
say
think
49ers, who won't be till the end of the.
Yeah, they'll be at the end of the third round and only with compensatory picks. But I think the lowest number of picks for any team is actually the Browns, with 2 third-round picks today will be it for them. So the 49ers have 3 compensatory picks in the third round.
God damn.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun back end of the third round. But
Ridiculous.
if you guys have any questions, now's your chance. Otherwise, let's go ahead and jump to that coin toss and get
Ooh.
things rolling here.
All right. I'm flipping it today. So, Doug, you got to pick, man. Heads or tails?
Your strategy has never failed you. I'm going to go with tails. Have to.
Hey!
I want to pick second. I want odds today because there are only 31 picks in the first round, so it starts at 32. I want to go second in the second round, so I want odds. I made that sound way more complicated than I needed to. I'm going to pick at number 33.
That's fair.
Oh, man. So you're on the clock with the Steelers, but before we start the clock, before we start the time, let's jump to PFF. We've already kind of reloaded as if this is a continuation of round 1. Let's look at who's available on the board. I think that's only fair for everybody here. And we have all but 31 players still available. So certainly plenty of interesting options for folks. Let's go ahead and look here. PFF has their order of things. If you want a quarterback, certainly a couple of interesting options, though all the top tier guys are gone. I think, as far as we're concerned, I know some people like Hendon Hooker. Wide receivers, we took most of the top guys. Josh Downs has some first round potential hype. PFF's way higher on Tank Dell than I think anyone else in the world is. But we will see a bunch of these guys go, and Jalen Hyatt might be pretty soon, honestly, as far as my board goes. We'll see what Doug thinks. Plenty of interesting options at receivers still. Mostly smaller guys, though. We'll see. Michael Wilson, Rashee Rice, A.T. Perry, and Cedric Tillman are kind of bunched together, but they're like all of the big guy options at receiver. So that kind of
still surprises me that Marvin Mims has fallen as far as he did.
Yeah, certainly fair.
It is weird seeing him that far down.
In my opinion, we have 4 tight ends draftable today. I know some people might include Luke Schoonmaker and Davis Allen in that mix, as well as potential day 2 guys. But in some order, you'll probably see Darnell Washington, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, and Sam Laporta all get drafted here today. That tight end. Across, running back first. Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Charbonnet, Devin A. Shane, Dwayne McBride are the guys that I have graded in this kind of range. Maybe Tajay Spears as well. Most of these guys will be seeing on day 3, to be fair. But I do think there's a couple of worthy of day 2 selections, and certainly some great athletes in here at running back, if that's what you need. Let's look at both the offensive line positions at the same time here, speed things up a little bit. Darnell Wright, DeJuan Jones, huge right tackle pieces, not left tackles. Like, definitively, neither of them probably will be ever in their careers, which made them slip out of the first round for us. But we have all of the interior guys still available here. Osiris Torrance, Steve Avila, everybody's available. Couple of interesting tackle options as we get further down the board as well. We'll probably see a bunch of these guys go. Maybe even get down to the Jalen Duncan, Nick Saldivari. I'm a big fan of Olusegun Oluwatimi, so we might even see him get called here.
You're a fan of a Michigan player?
He transferred.
Okay.
He was only there 1 year. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Corner, a lot
The
of
hate
interesting
is
options
not
available.
nearly as high.
Right. A lot of interesting options available at corner. Emmanuel Forbes, Cam Smith, Tyreek Stevenson, all the way down through potential first rounder. Some people are saying now with DJ Turner, Keely Ringo is all over the place. It depends on what you like and what you don't like in a corner, I guess, and how much you think you can develop him. Clark Phillips is probably one of the best college corners in this class. The issue is, how does his game translate to the NFL? Could be some interesting fits for him if we find it. A couple of guys further down this board are fascinating options. Just they need to be in the right scenario. Kind of why they're day 2, day 3 guys, not first rounders. We also have safety. Not too many options, I would say, today for true pure safeties. Corner is definitely the stronger position, but Antonio Johnson is phenomenal. And I think that Jordan Battle, Jamie Robinson, Sidney Brown, we could all see in this kind of range. JL Skinner, if he hadn't gotten injured, would have been in this range for me as well. He's probably back in a day 3 now with that lingering. And Jair Brown and Christopher Smith actually are two of my favorite underrated defensive back options. Might see those guys as well. We'll have to see what happens with the board. Interior defensive line, love these guys. Keanu Benton, Siaki Ika, Kobe Turner, Zach Pickens are some of my favorite players in this class entirely. Moro Ojomo and Keandre Coburn, both from Texas, are both huge. And just that can be fun.
Yeah.
One of the Byron Youngs is here.
Good.
The other Byron Young plays edge out of Tennessee.
I don't think he's really a day 2 guy.
Probably not. We have a lot of options at edge rusher.
Yep.
Actually, maybe 3 of these guys could potentially go in the first round, and they're still here. Will McDonald, BJ Ojolari, probably Derek Hall, the guys I'm talking about there.
Yep.
Isaiah Foskey is one of my favorites as well. Tuli Tuipulotu doesn't exactly play like a traditional outside linebacker, versatile 4-3 edge. He's more of a 3-4 edge, so maybe a little bit of scheme fit potential there. Maybe even push him inside. Depends on what you want to do. Andre Carter, I don't know what we're going to do with him.
He's slipping, man. His draft stock is tanking right now.
So plenty of good options at edge rusher. And then we haven't seen a single linebacker go off the board either. All of the big time guys are available. Diane Henley, Jack Campbell, Drew Sanders, Trenton Simpson, Dorian Williams, Demarion Overshone, Ivan Pace, Noah Sewell. I love all of them. I think they're all fantastic. But you know me, I'd fall in love with linebackers very easily. So maybe I will overdraft them here today. And if you want to, we have some non-humans on this board.
What?
Punters and kickers.
Ah.
I don't think we'll get there. Unless it's you making a pick for the Patriots, in which case you might just say, fuck them. But we'll see. Anyway, with all that, that's who's available.
Bill Belichick could fucking do it anyway. So
that is kind of true, actually. You never predict what Bill Belichick's going to do. But the Steelers are on the clock.
No, not at all.
Go ahead and get started here, Tug. What direction are you thinking?
So I want to look. We picked up a cornerback for them last week with Deontay Banks. So I want to look at the tackle position. The issue I have is, what's his name? I was just looking at it. Chukwuma Okafor is not a terrible right tackle, and the guys I'd be drafting in this position are probably looking at your right tackles. There's a big drop off of left tackles. Is that worth it? I think in this situation it is. We're going to go ahead and take the top right tackle off the board. That's going to be DeJuan Jones out of Ohio State.
I am a big fan of that fit for the Steelers, and I love DeJuan Jones as a player. He is one of the most gigantic humans of all time.
Dude,
So
6'8", 360, and athletic.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I have seen how that's worked out in the past. Mekhi Becton really didn't work for the Jets, just due to injuries. DeJuan Jones has that kind of issue, but maybe that size and athleticism doesn't translate. I don't know. We'll see. I'm certainly rooting for DeJuan Jones, obviously, but that gives me the Houston Texans here, and I was really hoping I would get this spot. I'm very excited about this because we did not give them a quarterback in the first round. And
oh, no.
I am going to give them Hendon Hooker here.
I was wondering when he would go off the board.
And this might be the biggest brain play of all time for the Houston Texans if Hendon Hooker does anything worthwhile.
Yep.
I don't know if he will or not. Some people really love him. If this works, holy shit.
Well, everybody fell in love with him, right? Got hurt, and they were just kind of stuck. They're like, okay, what do we want to do with him? I mean, an ACL like that's tough.
And he is 25.
Second round.
In
our scenario, wouldn't he be sitting behind Ryan Tannehill at this point as well?
Yes, he would.
Yeah.
So Hendon Hooker, Davis Mills competition for second string.
This kind of
oh no. Yeah. Oh no. All right. I already have my mind made up for the Cardinals.
Okay.
Sorry, Ben's trying to say something and pausing out.
Very exciting. Riveting
content.
Go.
Oh, he's kind of back. I am going to go after one of those edges we were talking about. I actually think this guy is underrated on a lot of big boards, and I think he's got higher potential, even up into the first round from the reports I've been seeing. Let's go ahead. We're going to go with Derek Hall, filling that edge need that they have out in Arizona. So they've covered cornerback and edge in their first two picks. It's a fantastic start to the draft for the Cardinals.
No, I love Derek Hall. I think he's awesome. And that fit would be very fun. They definitely need an edge rusher of some kind. And they didn't go that direction the first round in this scenario. So, I like Derek Hall a lot. I can see that working out pretty well. Trying to get a little bit organized here. My big board on the side is not working out for me right now because I'm not keeping up with it like an idiot. So, Jace, who did we have the Colts go with before? We had them trade back and pick up Anthony Richardson. That is right. Golly, this is kind of a no-brainer to me.
Okay.
Just because of how badly they need this position and they need the speed at the position, I'm going to give them Josh Downs. I know he is small, 5'9", is a concern, especially because you've had some smaller receivers not work out for you in the past, like pretty recent history. I'm thinking of Paris Campbell specifically. But, yeah, the Colts need something at that position. So Josh Downs is like a first-round-ish range talent, even at 5'9", with that speed, with that ability. Kind of give him a shot here.
So the Rams are in an interesting position here. I love that pick with Josh Downs. What do? Well, all of the top two edge rushers, there's still some hanging on the board, but the draft stocks aren't doing as well today as they were, say, last week. There is a top end corner that is still on the board, though. You're talking definite first round value. Let's go ahead and give them Cam Smith out of South Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. Cam Smith, big physical and corner, which kind of fits. They lost Jalen Ramsey. So,
Yep. He's fell in that Jalen Ramsey hole.
Yeah. That's pretty nice for the Rams. Oh, man, the Seahawks. With Tyree Wilson and Kalijah Kancey, they are not going back to defensive line here. That's for sure. I think I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and take our first interior lineman off the board here.
Okay. Ooh. It's a tough decision here, man.
No. I mean, the best one is Osiris Torrance.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the best one. I mean, I kind of like the versatility of a Steve Avila there. I don't think the Seahawks really do that anyway. Like, they're just going to... Osiris Torrance is the best guard in the class, like, by a mile.
Yeah.
Just take him.
All right. With the Raiders on the board here, this is going pretty smooth. I kind of like this right now. We're crushing through it. No, but Josh McDaniels has always been successful with a specific type of player in his offense. And that specific type of player is literally on the board still. So we're going to go to tight end, and we're looking for the biggest and baddest tight end they have. What do you know? There's one that fits Gronkowski's mold almost exactly. Let's go ahead and give them Darnell Washington to hopefully offset the Darren Waller loss this offseason.
Offset and recalibrate the position to better fit what they need. Yeah, Darnell Washington is another 6'8" guy in this class and can catch. So that's nuts. That's a problem.
Yeah, 6'8" guys are not supposed to catch.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not good of them. Not very nice. I don't appreciate it.
It's not fair.
Back to Carolina. They got themselves Bryce Young. I think their offensive line is pretty dang good, actually, to be in position to be able to get a guy like Bryce Young. That's a little bit unusual. Wide receiver could be an option here, but all of the upper echelon guys are off the board in this scenario, which means I probably am leaning defense. I think the defensive back room is one of the strongest positions on the team.
Yep.
So it would be a front seven guy. And there's a guy kind of slipping here. I am going to go ahead and jump on Will McDonald with my pick here with Carolina Panthers.
Will McDonald had a farm. Sorry.
Yep.
Ignore me.
I'm trying to justify the fit.
I've heard worse.
I don't know if it's necessarily a fit pick. It's more of just the talent is so dang good at 39. You just got to take the guy.
All right. So with the Saints in the first round, we went wide receiver.
Yes. Unusual. I haven't seen anybody else do that in any mock draft. Makes me feel good.
Want to confirm
outside the box.
Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, their two biggest needs of edge and interior defensive line. Again, there's a big drop off right now. Almost. You still have BJ Ojulari on there. So I'm sitting here going, do I go after the edge rusher that basically replaces Cam Jordan? Or do I go get the number 2 safety in the class? Jordan Battle is still on the board at this point, and that's very much round 1 upside. Actually, probably where people have him going is to New Orleans in the first round. This is a tough one. Give me 1 second here while Ben's still figuring his stuff out and I have some time to cheat the system.
Right. I don't blame you. Yeah, I could definitely see safety being an option for you there. Also, there are plenty of great corners on the board for you, which probably is a bigger need than going receiver in round 1. But Zay Flowers fell to us. I completely disagree with PFF, for the record, on guard and center being a need. The interior of their offensive line is pretty solid in my mind for the next several years.
Okay.
So,
all right, with the slipping of BJ Ojulari, it is going to continue here. We're going to go Jordan Battle to the Saints, cover down that deep safety position. For your kind of information, like I said, I'm not using PFF's rankings. I'm actually using the draft networks. Again, I wish we could reach out and work with them, but we're not big enough yet. Jordan Battle is slipping out of almost the third round, according to their rankings. So we will let him continue to slide. The Saints are going to go get what is a first-round talent at safety and hopefully correct their...
You said Jordan Battle slipping out of the third round.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. BJ Ojulari slipping out of the third round.
Okay.
Jordan Battle we're drafting him right around where they're saying he should go.
Okay.
Let's see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like the Texas A&M safety more than Jordan Battle personally.
Well,
but that's all right.
When you're picking with the Saints, you can make that pick.
And I'm not. So
hey,
there you go. I am picking with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Who we had trade up in division
and keep their second round pick.
Give away Ryan Tannehill and pick up CJ Stroud. Man, if they're going to do that, they need offensive line so freaking badly.
They need all of it.
Yeah. I know Darnell Wright's still here, and a lot of people really love him, and I do think he's going to be a good right tackle. I just don't want to go Darnell Wright here.
It's fair.
He's Tennessee guy too. Like it makes all the sense in the world for reasons. I want a left tackle. A left tackle. I'm going to go with Jalen Duncan out of Maryland, who I think is a lot better than PFF's given him credit for here, and is a legitimate left tackle, which they pretty desperately need. And if they're trading up for a quarterback like they did in our universe here, then my goodness,
they want to protect
help across that offensive line.
Yep. See, now the Jets have no grudge against Tennessee. They just want a tackle. They don't care what side he plays on. So they're going to go ahead.
We did give him Peter Skoronski last week.
Exactly. So now they're trying to follow up with the right side, really shore up that offensive line.
Okay. All right.
The issue here, right? Everyone's going to say, but you have Mekhi Becton, and you're right. The issue is the best ability is availability, and Mekhi Becton has been routinely hurt. Look, I'm going to go, maybe it's a developmental tackle here in the second round. I'm okay with that. I want the option. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Darnell Wright, maybe consider moving one of the three inside to the guard position.
All right. That would be definitely a massive change to how they do offensive line here. I do think one of these picks will be gone with the Aaron Rodgers deal, or maybe the Aaron Rodgers deal doesn't happen until after the draft. At this point,
both are gone.
No idea. I doubt that.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers doesn't go to the Jets at all.
And if that doesn't happen, apparently he's going to retire. So Bug would love that.
Come on,
sure.
Jets, fuck this up. Let's go.
So now they have two offensive linemen with their first two picks. I have to go linebacker here. Linebacker is such a big need for them, and all of them are on the board. I'm going to take... what linebacker would fit them best is the question. I think it would be Diane Henley. Probably the most like athletic, rangy linebacker of the group, probably. The Jets aren't going to be taking a thumper at the position necessarily. I don't see that being the way their defense really works. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they want a straight like CJ Mosley replacement or something crazy. I don't know. But I'm going to give him Diane Henley here, and I think there is potential for him to be the best linebacker out of this class for sure.
I like it. I like it.
And they need help. So.
Oof.
Now the Atlanta Falcons.
I have again, I almost have too many options. So Christian Gonzalez went to them in the first round. So we're not looking at corner. Again, BJ Ojulari is sitting there staring at me. Can you bring up the edge rushers real quick, Doug?
Sure.
But then the other issue is they also have a clear need at running back. Pull some pressure off of. Look, you bring in another running back, you can throw Cordarrelle Patterson on the outside as an actual wide receiver, and you're just as good. So I would be looking.
They have like the 7th round pick or whatever out of BYU last year, though, right? Who came on and did extremely well, like 1,000-yard rusher.
I didn't think he was 1,000 yards.
Struggles last year really came down to the fact that the NFL wanted Tom Brady to make the playoffs.
True. Falcons probably should have made the playoffs. But anyway, if you want running back, I'm not going to stop you. That would be.
Well, I'm thinking of a complimentary back here, right? So the way I'm thinking about it is I wouldn't be going Jahmyr Gibbs because Jahmyr Gibbs is an all-around back. I don't need an all-around back. I need somebody to play alongside Cordarrelle as the power option. That would be Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, and they have somebody else, though, that did really well, and I think does kind of what you're thinking.
And if that's the case, then yeah, we'll go BJ Ojulari here. His slide stops at 44.
You're going.
So
yeah.
So who are you actually?
Tyler Algier is who I'm thinking of, and he's awesome.
Yeah, let's go with BJ Ojulari then. We're going to continue to work on that defense.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. More than Tyler Algier ran for 1,035 yards last year. I think he's going to be your main guy. Sorry. BJ Ojulari. There we go. All right.
For him too. I don't think the offense is so far gone for the Falcons that they need to do a lot of work to get it in a better state. I think they've got a solid enough foundation for that offense. It's the defense that really needs the work right now.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you. The Green Bay Packers here. Paris Johnson Jr. fell to us at 15 in their first round last week. So they took a tackle, which means edge rusher is still definitely in play here. Also, wide receivers in play. I could definitely see a move happening in that direction. Tight end is in play. People love knocking tight end to them in the first round. I kind of want to go defensive line because I feel like that would be a Packers move. And I have kind of a Packers fit here who's definitely available to us. I have to find him. Let's go with Keon White here at number 45, who is getting invited and is going to be attending the draft in Kansas City. You made it to day 2, but you still got to hear your name called. Congratulations.
I love it. All right. I love drafting this guy, not necessarily to the Patriots. I just love drafting this guy. And also I think he fits their defensive system.
Andre Schmidt, kicker, Syracuse.
The Patriots defense honestly thrived with Vince Wilfork. So we're going to go and get within range, the biggest, baddest boy we can find as an interior defensive lineman, and you got him right there at Siaki Ika out of Baylor to shore up their center of that. They run a 3-3-5, I believe, is their base defense.
Yeah.
Not a great pass rushing option, and not that the AFC East is very good at running the ball, but it's one less thing you have to worry about when you have a guard in a center eating up one dude before as you're letting your edge rushers and linebackers go loose.
Right. No, definitely. I love Siaki Ika, and that is an interesting fit, one that I hadn't really thought of before either. So that would be awesome. For Washington, again, offensive line kind of fell to them. It was just in a position you thought Broderick Jones was the best available player. So they went offensive tackle at 16, which makes me think they need a corner pretty badly. Let's go ahead and take one of these really good ones who's still available here at the top of round 2. I am going to go with DJ Turner simply for the speed. I mean, you're getting a pretty similar player in a lot of ways to Deontay Banks, who almost everyone's agreeing is a first round pick at this point at the corner. I don't know that DJ Turner is as good in press man coverage, and he is definitely has some size concerns. I think he's only 5'9", but he has the speed, and he has proven that he is able to hang with taller receivers in the past. I really haven't seen it be an issue for him. So let's go ahead and take DJ Turner here to the Commanders, help that defensive back room.
I like it. I like it. All right, the Lions here have sat on 2 defensive picks. We're going to go get an offensive guy real quick, arguably the best tight end in the draft. We're going to go after Luke Musgrave to go join the Lions out there at pick 48.
Yeah, Luke Musgrave is very good, and if he weren't injured, probably would have a lot more hype around him. But he was injured for most of the last season. No, he's very good. And we're back with Steelers, who got themselves a tackle a little bit earlier, and also last week I'm trying to find what they did because I don't remember. Deontay Banks. Yeah, we already talked about it, and I already forgotten. There are a couple of fantastic options for them still on the board. They will be the second linebacker spot here for us. Who in the world do you go with when you have the option between Jack Campbell and Drew Sanders? Oh, man. With the Pittsburgh Steelers, I have to think they're going to go with Jack Campbell here. A lot harder of a hitter, less of a pass rushing type. This is your pure Mike linebacker gonna fuck you up in the middle of the field, and that's very Steelers.
The Tampa Bay Bucks cannot believe their luck here. They drafted
Bijan Robinson last week.
Bijan Robinson, thank you, in the first round after trading up. They kept their second round pick, and now a first round caliber cornerback is sitting right there at the top of the board. Do I just let these 3 minutes run out, or do I tell you I'm taking Emmanuel Forbes?
I mean, if you were the NFL, you would let the 3 minutes run out.
Oh, you're right.
As much time as possible.
You would absolutely let 3 minutes run out. You'd maybe even play an ad.
Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, this would be a great commercial break spot. Everyone knows what they're going to do anyway. It's like everyone just has to sit there and wait for 4 minutes while some Snickers commercials play.
Guys, we're making fun of it.
Not even a good Snickers commercial.
We're doing this actively right now.
I'm aware. Take Emmanuel Forbes here.
Yes.
And the Miami Dolphins. A second reason why I wanted to be odds. First was Hendon Hooker to the Texans. Just made a ton of sense in this universe. And second reason was that I could take the Dolphins pick and you couldn't. It was very funny to me.
I just hope you're serious with it and not doing what I see lining up to do right now.
Fucking Tanner Mickey, baby. No, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm also not going to draft offensive line. I feel like they've done that a lot and signed a whole bunch of offensive linemen. And kind of like if you can't develop them at this point, that's a problem with your coaching staff, not with the additions of talent.
Well, we keep changing
to
our
your
offensive
roster.
line coach like every year, so.
Well, they keep snorting cocaine, so it's. I really also don't know if you need a tight end. You got rid of Gesicki kind of for a reason.
We need a
Unless you
blocking
have,
tight end. We need a George Kittle-like tight end, not a receiving tight end.
yeah, but I mean, you're not going to get George Kittle. I don't care
No.
where you're picking or what's happening. I'm kind of not thinking you go offense at all here. Kind of thinking you probably should go defense.
Okay.
At the same time, I hate your running back room so much.
Everyone does.
And man, the best option for obviously the best option for the Dolphins would be Bijan Robinson if you're going to take a running back this year, but that's just not going to happen. I am going to give you Jahmyr Gibbs though.
I'll take it.
He fits so well. Give you a receiving back.
Look,
back
all
there.
I'm saying is you're making the Miami Crimson Tide.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You just gave me another Alabama guy.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine with me. Difference here, he used to play at Georgia Tech, and he was a 1-year player at Alabama. And he was the leading receiver at Alabama last year as a running back. So
I like it. Fits Mike McDaniel's system really well. All right.
So I said all that to say, I really do think you need help on the defensive side of the ball more than you need help on the offensive side of the ball. But also your running back room sucks so bad, and a guy fell to you that made a ton of sense. So I went that direction instead.
Yep. Who did we draft for Seattle in the first part of this draft?
Cyrus Torrance.
Okay, so you took it. Okay, that makes my life easy. Go give me the linebackers, and Drew Sanders, who plays all over the field, is a fantastic fit for Seattle. It's a fantastic spot for him to go.
I hate that if I'm Chicago. I would have loved to get Drew Sanders. Even though you picked up a couple of linebackers in free agency, Drew Sanders just kind of fits to me in my eyes.
Yep.
Last week, we had Chicago trade down again. So down at number 19, they went with Nolan Smith, who, I don't know about you, I think that would be the best possible scenario the Bears could ever dream of. Getting like a top 10 talent at 19 instead and getting some additional draft picks even on top of what they've already gotten.
Yeah.
At this point, you kind of have to think offensive line would be your biggest play, which there's some good options on the interior if that's the way you wanted to go. I do want to ask the question, Bug, would you rather have a tackle or an interior offensive lineman? Of those two,
if they're looking into the second round, I think you're going interior. There's been questions about the offensive line for the past 2 years. This is no news to.
And you're cutting out.
But
so hard.
The offensive line's gotten better. It looks like they've got.
Yeah. Anyway,
just not
I don't know what to do.
Day, man.
Right. This is terrible luck for Buck on the stream. I agree with you. I guess I should say that interior makes a ton of sense, and with some of the moves of the past couple of years, maybe they don't need tackle quite as much. I want to give them a versatile guy, which is why I'm kind of hovering on Steve Avila here. The other guys in this range are pretty much pure centers. Steve Avila can do both. Let's throw him in here at 53.
All right. At 54, I'm looking at the Chargers' biggest needs. Tight end, too early to draft. Interior defensive line, too early to draft. We have an edge rusher from last week that we took. Running back, and now that Jahmyr Gibbs is gone, too early to draft. I think this might be a trade back scenario. Do you have anybody you'd like to offer to trade up with?
Oh, gosh, absolutely. There's a guy I think fits the Chargers, and if they're willing to trade out of here, I would love the opportunity to move up with the Kansas City Chiefs, but they're in the division. I don't think that's really going to happen. Can I trade up with the Houston Texans would be my question. I guess I don't see why not. I don't why we wouldn't be able to try it here. Bug is kind of unavailable at the moment, so I think it's going to just have to be you and me.
Which is fair. You will always be the adversary, and I will always be your adversary.
I just want number 54 here.
Okay. If you want my 54,
yeah,
I'm gonna want probably your 65 and 73 this year.
That is a lot. That is not worth it at all.
Well, make a counter.
I can give you 65 and 188.
Yeah, to move back 11. How about 161?
No, 188.
All right, 188 it is.
All right. And it's still your pick, but I'm just going to tell you my opinion. I would have been trading up for a receiver here.
That's fair.
If you don't go that way, it's your pick. So.
Nope, you're fine. And I got 65 and 188. Sorry, I'm tracking this so I don't have to go listen to everything again later.
Yeah.
And you're up with Houston now.
No, you're up with Houston.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Cool. I'm up with Houston. Oh, God.
Tanner McKee.
I mean, no, you already took Hendon Hooker.
Right.
I was thinking about it, man. All right, so we got a QB. Did we ever grab an edge guy with them?
Yeah, we did in the first round.
Okay.
Lucas Van Ness.
That's it. All right, bring up my wide receivers.
I will say as well, you did also take Quentin Johnston with them in the first round.
God damn it.
But
right.
I think receiver is a huge need for them. So,
I mean, you're not wrong, to be honest. You know what? We're going to get the band back together. We're going to do the most Houston Texans thing ever. And we're going to go after Hendon Hooker, and then we're going to trade up and grab Jalen Hyatt.
That is exactly the move I was trying to make. I was trying to manifest it when I offered the trade.
Good.
Jalen
you and I
Hyatt
are
to the Texans here.
On the same page. And look,
man.
This is about where his value's at. He's not overdrafted. He's not underdrafted. I think sitting here at 54, he's in his window.
And I would have taken Jalen Hyatt with the Chargers there if that were my pick. So that's.
I almost forgot he existed until we started going through it. I'm sorry.
Perfectly understandable. So, all right, Detroit here. We've gotten them.
Defense and a tight end.
Yeah, we've gotten them Will Anderson Jr. We've gotten them Brian Brzee. They did just lose like 2 wide receivers to gambling suspensions.
They did.
That might be in play now. Man, what else could I give them? They've really loaded up the defensive back room. I really don't see them going that direction. The offensive line is really great. Running back is set. We didn't have them go quarterback here before, which is a theoretical option.
Interior offensive line's another good option for him here. And this is the range where we're going to start seeing them go.
Kind of, but I don't really want to give them a center. Let me pull the receivers back up here. I mean, they don't really have a player like Rashee Rice right now, and
Yep.
I love Rashee Rice. I'm gonna go with it. Rashee Rice to the Lions.
All right. With the Jaguars here, I really do like an interior offensive lineman to them in this position. The issue I'm running into is the same one you were just saying earlier. I don't want a pure center.
Right.
Ooh, I might have one option here. I would love to draft Andrew Voorhees here, but again, the dude is
ACL.
hurt. Yeah, ACL at the combine, so it's not like Landon Dickerson last year. Yeah. Is he still on the board? I don't think you drafted him yet, did you?
Who?
I'm gonna struggle to pronounce this one. Emil Ekiyor Jr. out of Bama.
He's definitely still on the board.
He's definitely still on the board. I'm telling you that ranking does not match what I'm seeing here in terms of grades and.
Oh, I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with PFF on their rankings here. I'm just
Let's hold on.
I wouldn't have taken him before now, so yeah, he's still on the board.
And I wouldn't have taken him before here either, but to me, this makes a lot of sense. You go get yourself a potential starting guard. And just to highlight the differences in PFF's rankings versus TDN's, TDN has Emil Okafor as Ekiyor as the 59th overall prospect, not the 182nd.
Right. No, I don't blame you for taking him. I'm just I said that dismissively as if it's a bad pick, and
that was more of me explaining, hey, because everyone watching this is going to see 182.
Yeah, I can see a guard to the Jags there. It makes sense to me. The New York Giants are on the clock now. We gave them Jordan Addison in the first round, which I do like a lot. And amazingly for them, most of the centers are still available, which is what they really need. A lot of people have been tying them to John Michael Schmitz even in the first round. I think I want to go Joe Tippmann instead.
Okay.
Personally, so I'm going to do it. Why not? Joe Tippmann, 57 to the New York Giants.
Who did we draft with the Cowboys? Give me a sec. I have
Dalton Kincaid in the first round.
Look, the Cowboys have an issue where they have been known to have one of the best offensive lines for a long time. The issue is they're all getting old now. So now give me a second here while I go figure out which way I'm going with this.
There are a lot of options for the Cowboys. Honestly, they need to improve at a bunch of different positions. I like the thought of offensive line, and they love drafting offensive line. But, a corner makes sense. Really, they only have one, right? A linebacker makes sense. Leighton Vander Esch had, 2 good seasons and is getting paid as if he had more than that. Defensive line could make sense. Edge rusher could make sense. I mean, there are a lot of positions the Cowboys could use improvements at, even though they are pretty good. And cutting Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, what does that exactly mean for how your offense is going to look now? You're used to a two-handed attack at running back. Do you maybe then go after a power back in the draft here, even if it's a little bit later than, number 4 overall, like Zeke? Zach Charbonnet could fill that exact role, maybe. But maybe you don't even need to do that in round 2.
I'm specifically looking for somebody that can replace Zach Martin because Zach Martin is constantly injured right now, or constantly unavailable is what I should say. He's getting up there in age. And I'm so glad PFF has this player as an interior offensive lineman. He's not PFF, TDN. He's probably listed as an offensive tackle. We're gonna go reach. We're gonna go reach a little bit here, but Cody Mock feels like the right fit here for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's hard not to like.
Right?
He also plays violin.
Yeah.
Very
He
fun.
will gladly have sleepovers at Jerry Jones's place before he signs his contract, as is tradition.
So we got the Buffalo Bills as safety in the first round with Brian Branch. I say safety, defensive back in the first round with Brian Branch. Phew. What do we do here? I'm kind of thinking maybe we lean into the edge route. I don't know who I would want to take at 59 with this, though. And what exactly would fit their team, right? Do we have a good linebacker still available? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I could definitely see him going with a guy like Trenton Simpson here.
I like that.
I think he really fits what they do with that defense.
Yep. So the Bengals, we took a surprise and we replaced Eli Apple with Joey Porter Jr. in the first round. In the
Yes.
second round, we're going to stick with drafting our defensive backs. It's our biggest need this offseason. I feel bad. Sam Laporta is just falling down this board,
I
but he
know.
hasn't been needed yet. Give me the safeties. And we're going to go Sidney Brown. Think it's a better fit.
Okay.
TDN also has him as the third overall safety on the board.
I
I'm
really
not
like
going
Antonio Johnson. It's crazy.
He's coming. He's coming up.
All right. Man, the Bears are back on the clock. Gave him an interior offensive lineman also in the first round. Gave him Nolan Smith. I could see him going offensive line again. I could see him going defensive front again. Oh, man. Actually, I'm curious what we have left at defensive, like interior defensive line. Oh, gosh, that fits too well. That fits so well. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him Keanu Benton.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beefing up that front seven. And now here's the Eagles for you.
Yeah, what do I do with the Eagles here, man? To recap so far, Philly has drafted Miles Murphy and Mozzie Smith. So we're not going back to the defense, I promise you. Now, to remind everybody last week when we played this game, they tried to play the game of Jahmyr Gibbs will fall back to me at 62. That's why they drafted Mozzie Smith.
Right, which didn't happen.
It didn't happen. So now the question is, do they go for a running back here? Because again, that's one of their biggest needs. Or do they continue to load up their defense? Look, the PFF says wide receiver. I disagree. I don't think the Eagles need a wide receiver that badly.
There's a great option for them there that we've talked about several times now.
At wide receiver?
No.
Running back?
No.
Edge? IDL?
No.
Yeah. Dude, give me some. There's a great option.
I don't want to make you change your mind if you don't want to go this direction.
Dude, I don't know where I'm going, and if you don't tell me the Eagles are drafting Tanner McKee.
I would absolutely go with Antonio Johnson here. 100%.
That's valid. Like even PFF, I wasn't even thinking that because PFF has safety as their third tertiary need. I think it is much higher than that. And yeah, I think you're right. Sitting right here at 62 with the 64th ranked prospect, yeah, you go Antonio Johnson. Thank you for reining me in. Tanner McKee.
All right. Yeah, Tanner McKee for sure to the Eagles. with that big contract to Jalen Hurts just now. Tanner McKee to the Eagles makes a ton of sense. Also to the Chiefs would make a ton of sense.
Yep.
All that money they're paying Patrick Mahomes, definitely need Tanner McKee on that roster. We took Felix Anudike-Uzomah for the Chiefs in the first round. They still desperately need help at receiver. They're dangerously thin at the position. I'm going to go with a guy who Ben talked about at the beginning of the show. Wonder why he's slipping so much. Could be very fun in the Chiefs offense. Marvin Mims here is a speedy and agile kind of guy. Seems like what the Chiefs like, and is not getting a lot of respect from the outside looking in, but probably will be when it comes time for the actual NFL draft. And that does it for round 2. So we need to do a whole nother coin flip because
Look at that. I'm ready to go.
that is incredible. And why not? Let's go tails again. All right.
All right.
Tug. Tug, what do you want? What do you want to do? Evens or odds?
You know what? Let's switch it up. I'm going to go odds on this.
Fuck you. I have to pick for the Bears again.
I'm not gonna lie, that was part of it. Is I was like, I don't know where to go for the Bears anymore.
Oh man. All right, so all right, this is a classic Bears move. I need to pull up their roster real quick. So if you want to offer any kind of analysis while I'm trying to think of this, feel free.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything we've drafted for the Bears. We got a tackle, yes. Have we gone all offensive line to this point?
No. We've gone Keanu Benton, Steve Avila, and we got him Nolan in the first round.
That's it. Look, so again, you're still trying to protect your prized possession in Justin Fields here. Maybe get him some more options. Wide receiver makes some sense here to me too. Maybe we all know how the Bears love tight ends. Tight end makes sense. Actually, there is a name that we had just said kept falling.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at the roster for. They do have Cole Kmet, and they do seem to like Cole Kmet, and they also just added Robert Tonyan to the room. So I'm kind of not feeling adding a tight end.
Nope. What do we got for tackles?
Yeah. I could see it. Actually, I do like Matthew Bergeron quite a bit. Again,
a pure right tackle, though.
I disagree. Wanya Morris is your pure right tackle here.
Well, that's fair.
I don't really want to do that, though. Like, I just don't feel like it, so I'm just not going to do that.
All right.
I'm going to beef up the front seven even more. I'm going to go with Tuli Tuipulotu, who I think could potentially work his way to the inside of your defensive line even, and that could be a very young and very scary looking front seven. I just added Tui Tuipulotu to the Bears at the top of round 3. Welcome back, Bug.
Approved. Thank you. The internet issues have been relentless today. At first, I thought it was just StreamYard, and
it's just
what I was trying to say earlier when you were asking about offensive line. It feels like they've gotten the exterior of the offensive line at least somewhat figured out. The interior could always use some work. That seems like it's been a weak spot, particularly center. It's kind of been a revolving door. So I didn't actually see who you picked. I was fiddle fucking around with the internet.
I gave him Steve Avila. Give him Steve Avila because of the versatility at guard and center. And then you also missed the other Bears pick in the second round. I gave him Keanu Benton. So you got 3 front 7 players in the top 4 picks here and 1 interior offensive lineman.
I love it. I love it. And then I see you took Marvin Mims fall into the Chiefs. That is dangerous.
Yeah.
That's not even fair.
That's the Tyreek
You just
replacement.
throw it. Patrick Mahomes can be running for his life as much as he wants, and you just throw it, and he can just throw it in Mims' general direction. He's going to catch the fucking thing. Like that's
Yeah.
Unfair. Yeah.
I think that's a knockout pick.
The other thing that you missed, the other big move that you missed, the Chargers traded down with the Houston Texans. The Texans went up and got Jalen Hyatt to pair with their new quarterback, Kendon Hooker. Very fun.
If you want to make,
Texans move.
if you get him a guy he played with in college, that's a great strategy. I like it.
Yeah. All right. The Chargers aren't freaking. The Chargers are not freaking out anymore. They're happy drafting a tight end in this spot, so we're gonna go Sam Laporta with. That
makes a lot of sense. Here. I like it. Respect it. Yep. Tight end feels like a need for them. Underrated need for them, honestly.
So I'm looking at their depth chart, and this is an actual question. Oh, that's because I'm not on Our Lads. I was wondering what happened to Rashawn Slater because he's not showing on their depth chart at all. So he must have been on the IR at the end of last year.
Potentially.
Yep, that's why.
All right. So it gives us back the Arizona Cardinals, who dropped some new uniforms today. If anybody hasn't seen them, we did post that in our Discord as well. Our Discord is a good place for news. I personally don't like their new uniforms. That's just
don't
me.
Look any
They look
different.
like shit. I'll say this, they look better than what the XFL is charging $190 for.
That is very true. I'll give you that.
That's not debatable. Not debatable.
So at the top of the first round, gave the Cardinals a cornerback. Then we got them Derek Hall in the second, which is a pretty nice fit. I do agree they need interior offensive line quite a bit. One guy that everybody seems to love and most people would put as one of their top guys in the interior is still available in the top of the third round here. John Michael Schmitz to the Arizona Cardinals feels like a solid fit for them.
I hate teams with back-to-back picks.
John Jacob Jinglemaker,
which is
Michael
what
Smith.
I'm about to do here.
Yeah. Unless you want to trade, I mean, you could call up Bug here and see if he has some ideas. Anybody hunting for that Tanner McKee pick?
It's really not.
I mean, we have options, man. There are some great players still on the board here.
Yeah. Show me the edges.
You like a good edge piece?
Nope, I just saw who I'm going with. Might be a little early, but I think he's fitting in the right spot. Give me Isaiah Foskey out of Notre Dame to be their edge.
Yeah, I like Isaiah Foskey. It does feel like a Broncos move, doesn't it?
Yep, they got to replace Bradley Chubb.
Mediocre Notre Dame edge rusher. That's very much a Broncos move.
And they're going to follow that up with another mediocre edge rusher.
No, I'm not doing that. I actually am going to go with a corner here because they do kind of need corner. They only really have one good one on the roster, and opposite side of the ball could be very nice. I think Tyreek Stevenson has potential to go in the first round. So getting him here at the top of round 3 feels like an absolute steal. He is a big corner with some great cover ability, and Tyreek Stevenson to the Broncos helps that room a lot.
On pick number 69.
Nice.
I can't believe I'm going to do it, but I am going to do it. It makes a lot of sense here. Again, he doesn't have necessarily all of the stats that you're expecting, but he does have the traits. And look, how much can we trust Matt Stafford out there right now? We're going to go get him somebody to back him up in the third round, maybe groom into my next starter.
Aiden O'Connell, baby.
I think this makes a lot of sense here. We're going to go Tanner McKee. I can't believe I'm doing it, but we're going to go Tanner McKee in the third round.
Oh, wow. I can't believe you did that either, actually.
I hate
I wasn't going to draft him today.
I can't,
just so we're
I
clear.
can. Here's
I don't like that I had to do it, but I felt like it's the best for the Rams.
Wow. What were you trying to say, Bug?
they have one quarterback on their roster right now.
That is
They
true.
have one quarterback on their depth chart right now.
That is true.
They pull up the rest of the quarterbacks, please. The quarterbacks remaining.
That's such a Jake Hayner spot. Or Clayton Tune.
Hey, Aiden
Stetson
O'Connell's
Bennett,
averaging better
realistically,
than Stetson Bennett.
Tanner McKee already happened. We already took him. Is what it is.
For what you're looking for, there's a reason Stetson Bennett keeps dropping. Tanner McKee, again, didn't have the stats. He also didn't have the roster in college. Putting him behind Matt Stafford for a year might do wonders with the traits that he is a big-bodied, has all the traits that you're looking for. Doug, you've said it to me how many times? That he is what NFL teams are looking to draft.
I know. I just don't like him.
I mean, I don't either, but I'm looking at this from an analyst standpoint going, that makes a lot of sense.
I appreciate it. It's the right thing to do. All right. Las Vegas is on the clock here.
Don't have a fucking pick from the first 2 rounds.
Jalen Carter and Darnell Washington, the Georgia duo, heading to Vegas already in this universe. I don't know of a Georgia player in this range that would fit any better than the one I'm already thinking of.
Las Vegas
kind
Bulldogs
of
is out you're shooting for now.
Oh man, it fits. It fits really well. I don't really like that it's 3 Georgia players to the Raiders back to back, but it's going to happen here because Keely Ringo's on the board, and I really think that would be a pretty good fit for them.
Look, if he doesn't succeed in the NFL, he at least will have a Las Vegas stage to play on. Keely Ringo is a fantastic name for Vegas.
Yeah. Pretty true.
Understandable. God.
I know there are other corners that
I'll
would
also
fit
add
there.
here that.
Go ahead.
Kind of like what you did with Washington earlier, taking a corner there.
You cut out and then you cut right back in, as I said, or don't. So try one more time.
Yeah, kind of like what you did with Washington earlier. You know, the NFC East and the AFC West are very similar in that every team in.
What bad timing.
Yep. Yeah, they need defensive backs. I know where you were going with that, so I can finish your thought briefly. They have some good quarterbacks in that division. Need some good defensive backs to help you out there, for sure. I was going to say there are other corners in that range that do make some sense. Like Julius Brents could be a fit for you. I think I'm going to take on the upside of Keely Ringo before I take on the freakish, like some outlier like Julius Brents is with a 6'4". I mean, you can take. I think the speediest guys are off the board. Taking just raw potential, that would be Keely Ringo, and I think it does kind of fit. So, gave you some time to think there for the Saints. I'm sure that was a tough spot.
It is. Can you? I think I have my pick. Can you scroll up and see what they picked last time?
Okay. We took Jordan Battle.
That's right.
In the second round.
Okay. And Zay Flowers in the first. We're going to stay on defense here. We're going to go interior defensive line. And we're going to go get the guy from Florida himself, Jervon Dexter Sr.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Solid pick there. And need help on the interior for sure.
Yep. So the one of the big concerns I was having is everyone's going to say they need offensive line. No, they just need their offensive line to develop. They're in the same situation as Miami.
Or stay healthy.
Yeah, they have invested a lot into that offensive line in terms of picks, so we're not going to just jump on them just yet.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Tennessee Titans here have CJ Stroud and some help at tackle. I'm going to argue they need even more help on the offensive line. And hey, there's a guy here who played with CJ Stroud. Why not? At this point, kind of makes some sense.
Good spot for him.
They do need help at center. Ben Jones isn't there anymore, I believe. So that's a problem. Ben Jones was kind of your guy for, I don't know, 6 years and really freaking good at it. So get a guy that your quarterback's already comfortable with in this scenario, being CJ Stroud. And yeah, let's get center locked up for the next decade with Luke Whippler.
All right, for the Texans, I just want to confirm we have not drafted them a tackle, have we?
We have not.
Okay. We're looking for that pure right tackle. They would want DeJuan Jones or Darnell Wright. They didn't get either. That's okay. So we're actually going to go with the next best right tackle. Ooh. No, actually, I'm going to go with Matthew Bergeron here because he's got that flexibility. He can play both sides of that line at tackle, and I think overall he is a better tackle.
All right. I'm with you. I think Wanya Morris would make a lot of sense there. I think that's where
I was leaning towards it, man. I thought about it.
But yeah, I think Bergeron is a better player.
Bergeron is a second-round value that you're getting in the early part of the third round, or even the mid part of the third round. That kind of works for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Cleveland Browns here. First time we've seen them all draft. First pick at number 74. They did trade for Elijah Moore. That was their second round pick, essentially. Was Elijah Moore from the New York Jets. And here they are, 74, with a whole bunch of weird needs that are like half filled. And so they're in a position where it's like, what exactly do you do with this roster? You're also given a whole lot of guaranteed money to a guy that I would not have done that for. So there's some problems in Cleveland. I would say your biggest need is going to be an immediate replacement of Jadeveon Clowney, who is not coming back. You need somebody on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. Who is that going to be for you here? Man, I actually kind of like KJ Henry in this spot, but I'm gonna go with my standard at this spot because I really love Carl Brooks, and I do think he makes a ton of sense to the Browns here. He has some flexibility with. I think he could move a little bit interior with an NFL weight program. He definitely has the ability to make it as an edge rusher.
Yep.
I like Carl Brooks a lot. If you had watched our podcast through the course of the college season, you would have already heard me talk about Carl Brooks quite a bit. So stay tuned all year, folks, for complete draft coverage.
Have we drafted the Falcons a wide receiver yet?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Let's
bring me.
I want to see what we took for them in the second round. BJ Ojolari.
Yeah. All right. Let's go wide receiver. I just want to see. Keep scrolling down. I'll tell you when to stop real quick. I just want to see something. Okay. You can go back up. You can go back up.
I'm looking now. Holy cow. Bunch of great guys down here.
There is. Because we have been real strict on drafting our wide receivers. Look, I would like to go a Tyler Scott, get Desmond Ridder, one of his wide receivers from college. This is still too early for that. But we are going to go get a guy that Desmond Ridder, I think, is familiar with. We're going to give him Nathaniel Dell.
Yeah.
Get him some speed.
Falcons love their gadget players.
Yep.
Cordell Patterson and Tank Dell in the same offense would be something else. I don't even know what else to call that. That's something right there. 5'8",
thing.
5'8", can run like the wind.
Didn't I just pick for the Rams like 3 seconds ago?
Yeah, you did. You give him Tanner McKee too, but I have the Patriots in the meantime. So you have a minute to think about that. I'm gonna think about what to do with the Patriots, which I don't remember what we did last round for them. For the record, Anton
This is
Harrison
where it
in the
really
first
slows
round.
down.
Anton Harrison in the first round for them. In the second round, we took Siaki Ika. That is a fantastic pick. I love that. That was not me. So Anton Harrison, Siaki Ika. That is fascinating. I think I'm going to have to go with a corner here. And man, they're just Julius Brents is so good. I think the Patriots would do that. They would go for a bigger guy at corner. Let's give him Julius Brents.
All right, with the Rams, we've gone cornerback. We've gone quarterback. We're going to go back to the defense real quick. Doug, we're going to go get a dude you've highlighted during the regular season. We're going to go to linebacker, and we're going to get DeMarvion Overshown.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a player that can do a little bit of it all on the field. Yeah.
Yep. Versatile linebacker cut.
And he can still hit with power, so he kind of fills in what they wanted Bobby Wagner to be last year.
Which they wanted him to be that, and he was still like second team All-Pro or something. They're like, nah, it wasn't exactly what we were looking for. Just one of the best linebackers in all of football.
Yeah.
Just
of all time.
I don't know. We don't want that on the team. Why would we want to pay for that? Get out of here. Go back to our division rival where you came from. What the fuck?
That's not right.
I'm back with the Green Bay Packers.
They got it, but damn.
Yeah, they did, and they also got a really nice stadium, and they're in LA, so they're going to be hosting a ton of NFL events, I'm sure. Fucking Stan Kroenke. Anyway, back with the Packers.
Fuck Stan.
We gave him a tackle, and we gave him an edge rusher. That's right. Forgot what we did before.
I think now is the time to draft a wide receiver.
Oh,
I'm going to give him Tucker Kraft.
I like that pick a lot.
Close enough.
I'm going to give them Tucker Kraft here at 78. Tucker Kraft I actually like more than Sam Laporta. So it's
that's fair.
This is not a reach in any way.
Show me the interior offensive lineman.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Oh.
Wouldn't it be great if Andrew Voorhees did not get hurt? It'd be so great for all of us.
I'm looking for a right guard here. Because I'm sorry, Will Fries is not it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't blame you for taking Chandler
That's what I'm thinking.
Zavala.
Yeah. Let's go Chandler Zavala here. That's what I was thinking. Play opposite Quentin Nelson. They need a right tackle too. But again, we're getting into the 4th and 5th round guys in tackles.
I think an underrated need for the Pittsburgh Steelers is another edge rusher opposite of TJ Watt. TJ Watt has kind of covered up the other issues there at that position because of how great he is personally. If we look at the edge rushers, I don't know what we have available right now. I'm just saying this like as a statement of fact. They need something there.
They've had good luck with those Wisconsin edge rushers. That's all I'm saying.
I know they have. I'm not like the biggest Nick Herbig fan.
God damn it. I can't keep track of what we've drafted to Detroit.
Yeah, 6'4", 250. That checks. That's right. I'm gonna go with KJ Henry here. I like him a lot more than most, I think. But an actual pass rushing presence on the defensive line for Pittsburgh would be a nice fit.
Can we run down Detroit's picks again?
Oh my. There have been so
Oh,
many
you
of
get to
them.
pick for the Bears again. This is A-okay with me.
Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah.
to start things off. And then we had Brian Brzee.
Okay, so I don't
So
want to go.
your defensive line is dang near set for a long time.
Do they run a 4-man defense though? 4-man defensive line. No, they run.
I think it's a 3-4.
Okay, then.
I think they got him Luke Musgrave and Rashee Rice in the second
You know what?
round.
I'm
So
not
defense,
going to
defense, offense.
I know they've started to load up on cornerback, but I think this is the way to go here. They're going to go ahead and take Garrett Williams, get some youth on that in that defensive back room.
I like Garrett Williams quite a bit. And yeah, you can never load up too much on positions of huge value, like corner, like edge rusher, like tackle, even.
Yep.
I mean, only one you can hurt yourself overloading on is quarterback. And even that's just an insurance policy on a guy you don't have to pay starter money yet. So it's nothing wrong with loading up with talent. The fucking Chicago fucking Bears fucking again.
He's had like all of their picks, and I've had like all of Detroit's picks.
I'm not giving you another defensive front seven guy. I'm just not doing it. You've drafted too many of them. I don't really want to give you a tight end or a receiver either. I think you're fine. It's either going to be offensive line.
You are getting into the range for running backs too, and they could use a running back.
I know. I'm very tempted. I mean, who do you even have at running back right now?
Back to Tajay Spears.
Khalil Herbert.
Like Dante Freeman.
Yeah, he doesn't count.
Dante Foreman.
Yeah.
Look, you couldn't even get his name right, so. Would you?
Yeah.
Well, there's a Dante Foreman and a
Dante Freeman. Yeah.
So I never keep them straight.
No, that's fair. So. I'm just giving you shit.
I'm not going to go Tajay
from
Spears.
Seattle.
I'm going to go with Zach Charbonnet here because he's the kind of running back that the Bears don't have anymore. Yeah.
You hit him and he hits you back.
Yeah. Without David Montgomery, you need somebody who's able to do that, and nobody on that roster is able to do that anymore. So let's give him a running back who can actually, run people over.
All right. Kenneth Walker.
The only thing that would have been better is would have been like a better fullback than Karai Blasingame. But I don't think we're
still have time to draft to a fullback. Don't worry.
It's Kari Blasingame, for the record, and he used to play for the Titans, and is one of the better fullbacks in the league. Actually, I know that's not saying much because there are only like 10 of them, so he's in the top 10. But
Oh God. All right, Seattle. We've also drafted like everything. Can you show me the wide receivers?
I certainly can, good sir. A big guy makes some sense, but maybe they try to draft the opposite of DK Metcalf and get some speed. I don't know.
Well, DK's got that speed though too.
No, but a smaller speed guy than a big guy. Maybe. I don't know. Several options here.
Should I see him in there? There's two I'm interested. Let me see. Hold on.
If I had a vote, I know which way I would go, but I'm not gonna do that unless you just need assistance. It is also very fitting that I drafted Carl Brooks in my Bowling Green State University hat. Let's go Falcons, baby.
Fair.
I took 2 classes at Bowling Green State when I was in high school. Hell yeah. It was weightlifting
Ooh,
and chemistry.
I think I like it. So he's a little bit smaller than the big guy you would want. His
So I
vertical's
know
not
these
amazing.
guys.
No, his God, I fucking hate you. Yeah, his vertical's not amazing, but he's gonna slot into that slot receiver right away. We're gonna go Keyshawn Boutte.
Yeah.
Or Kayshawn, I'm sorry.
Kayshawn Boutte.
Booty. I always
He
get that
is
name right.
all over the place in terms of whether people like him or not, because his 2021 was some of the finest work by a wide receiver we'd ever seen. Similar story to Derek Stingley, for the record, where the year before he looked great, and then he had the LSU brain where he decided not to play hard anymore and stunk pretty bad and had showed some attitude issues and stuff that some teams aren't going to appreciate. But I do think Keyshawn Boutte still goes inside the top 3 rounds. He's just too talented. And if he can play up to his potential, that is terrifying. So makes a lot of sense. And I'm stuck with the Miami Dolphins here.
Don't worry, I get stuck with the Chargers.
I would rather have the Chargers than the Dolphins. Man. So I gave them
If I'm
a
being
running
honest,
back.
yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I'm looking for a sure tackler in my linebacker core. That is my biggest issue right now is missed tackles from my linebackers. And I know we just got, was it David Long?
Yeah.
But I need somebody else back there as well.
Yeah, and there are some great options for that if you're looking for a pure linebacker. I'm not necessarily going to do that. I think Nick Herbig has fallen enough. I could see Nick Herbig going here.
Playing against or playing opposite Jalen Phillips.
Yep.
Yep.
A little bit of an outside linebacker type more than a defensive end type, but I think either way could work for you, just depending on what exactly. The Dolphins could put him at either. I guess that's what I'm saying. It could
Where
work
have
for
we
you.
gone with the Chargers? So I know I went. This hurts, man. There's so many names.
I just totally passed them because we traded down and went in Sam Laporta at 65.
Okay, so we got the tight end,
and in the first round was at the time we bought at Barre.
Okay, I have not addressed the interior of their line, have I?
You have not. You have not addressed their offensive line at all.
Let's go to the
unless you count when we talked about Rashawn Slater, which was
let's go to the IOL.
Them.
Give me a sec.
I think Juice Scruggs has got to be one of the greatest names we have ever had in the NFL draft. That is such a center name. Juice Scruggs. You know exactly what that kind of man is about right off the rip. You're taking your time here, man. You're gonna be
I don't
about to be pushing Whatever PFF tells you to do.
Who's
I'm seeing 30
If you
seconds
wa-
left.
If you want my vote, I would probably go Michael Wilson here. And I know you just took a tight end, but
that makes sense too. Again, so I'm looking at it. What I struggle with when I get in that position is I need interior offensive line, but it's just the value's not there right now. That's the
Right.
issue I'm running into. And they specifically need a center, so it's even worse. So yeah, we'll go Michael Wilson.
Okay. Michael Wilson to the Chargers. Bigger guy, and they love drafting big guys at wide receiver more than anything else. They probably need speed more than anything, which isn't Michael Wilson, but it's what they prefer to draft. That kind of makes sense. The Baltimore Ravens got themselves Jackson Smith and Jigba in the first round. They don't even have a second round pick, do they? I don't remember them taking a second round pick. That's right. So this is our first pick since taking Jackson Smith and Jigba in our first round last week. Which means I'm really not trying to go offense in any way here, personally. Let's check out the defensive backs. Oh, yeah.
Still pretty steady.
That makes sense to me. We're going to go ahead and roll with Darius Rush out of South Carolina. I know Cam Smith is getting almost all of our attention right now out of South Carolina. Well-deserved. Darius Rush is also phenomenal. And if he doesn't go day 2, that's a problem.
Have we addressed wide receiver with the Patriots?
No.
I don't think so. All right, show me the wide receivers. Let's get them up.
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm looking.
Wait. Before you do that, let me just double check because we got them Siaki Ika, and I had to pick for them a little bit earlier, Julius Brents. Okay. So yeah, you're totally fine to take receiver here. Just had to verify. Whew. Didn't want to ruin our mock all this sleep into it.
I'm looking for the most Bill Belichick player that is going to be the next outstanding slot receiver.
Grant Dubose.
No, actually, and this is a little reach, which is what Bill's known for. We're gonna go Tyler Scott out of Cincinnati here.
Jadakiss Bonds, I'm hearing. Let's go.
No, I think Tyler Scott fits the mold that he's looking for.
I like Tyler Scott. Very fast, very speedy. A couple of speedy guys still on the board there, actually. But Tyler Scott, yeah, I can see him being the move there for the Patriots. The Jacksonville Jaguars are in an interesting spot. Got them a tight end earlier. Also got them a guard earlier. Man, they still could use a lot of help on that defense, and we haven't addressed it at all yet today. I feel like that is the direction we should be looking towards. I do like Isaiah McGuire. I do like that. There are still some really good corners on this board. I don't know if they're going to go corner. Well, it feels like there is kind of a need for him still.
Yep.
At some point, the corner is good enough that being short doesn't matter. The talent's just there for you. I think this is probably the point where I am going to go ahead and take Travius Hodges-Tomlinson. No, Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take
Oh.
Clark Phillips III instead.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Yep.
Damn,
Yep.
you were that close to clicking the button too.
I know.
All right. Giants in round 1, we went, I believe it was Jordan Addison.
Yes, sir.
What did we do in round 2? I'm sorry. This is
Joe Tipman.
okay. So,
yeah.
Or am I gonna? No. Yeah.
It's fun with the Giants because it's another team that needs a little bit of everything. You could just go whatever direction you feel like, honestly, and it would make some sense.
Yeah, and I like this fit. This is the big body wide receiver that we're looking at. I'm gonna go Cedric Tillman out of Tennessee.
2 receivers in the
Gross.
first 3 rounds. Cedric Tillman is
Very opposite Jordan Addison.
yes, and I was going to say potentially better than Jalen Hyatt, and everyone loves Hyatt for his speed.
Yep.
Cedric Tillman is a different kind of receiver than that, but he is very good. And if he didn't get hurt for this season, Jalen Hyatt wouldn't have gotten recognition at all. So kind of crazy how things have worked out for Cedric Tillman and that whole Tennessee team.
Hey, can I trade up here with the Bills? And I do mean one spot.
Sure. What do we want to do here?
So I'm thinking for the Bills, I'm going to swap 90-91 and I'll throw in their 2024 7th on there just as a kicker. So a spot and you get an extra 7th round pick next year.
I don't see why not. I don't know what the
There's something I'm thinking, and
I don't know what
depending
the
on
Cowboys need so bad.
I know exactly what the Cowboys would go after here and why the Bills are
I don't
trying
know
to
what the
trade
Cowboys
up in
need.
that spot.
Well, that's interesting because I don't know what I'm going to do.
But when you look at it,
once you traded.
yeah, when you look at it, the Giants has just taken 2 wide receivers the first 3 rounds.
Yep.
And I don't really know that they're especially prepped to just go cornerback or safety here. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not even sure.
So here's my thought, and I'm just going to point you in the direction of the position I was thinking because I think this position is a need for both teams. Look, as much as we want to say Tony Pollard is the answer out of Dallas, I don't think they're 100% committed. So I think they're looking somebody to play opposite. The Bills are also looking for a running back. I think they're trying to literally just swap with Dallas to get their choice of running back. My personal opinion. Sitting here at the back of the third, it makes sense to me.
Interesting.
And it's almost no cost.
I think Bug, you already said you kind of don't have an issue with this. I would push back and say don't make it a 6th and not a 7th at least. That would be just me. I don't know.
I'd probably do that too.
Yeah, we can do the 7th. That's fine. Fuck the Cowboys.
Fair enough. You know what? Fuck them. Give them a 2025 7th then. Fuck the Cowboys.
It says will likely be accepted. Jesus.
All right, so I'm on the clock for the Buffalo Bills now.
At
and
90.
you said you're thinking running back.
Yep.
Like, I get it, where you're thinking. I get it. Let me just take a peek here at some other options.
New running
Yeah. It might make some more sense. And honestly, I thought this might be what you were thinking as well when you said they'd be kind of competing for the same kind of position group.
Yep.
We're starting to run thin on some corners, honestly.
Oh, that's fair.
And I do think both teams, the Bills and the Cowboys, need a corner.
Come on, man. Trayvon Diggs is hit or miss. You're golden.
Right. Right. Man, do I really want Damian Harris, James Cook, and Naheem Hines going into next year, though?
That's the problem. They have a completely different room, but is it a good room? It was good enough that they made the moves, right?
I'm going to go ahead and take I'm going to go ahead and take Riley Moss here.
All right.
Which probably wouldn't be the corner that most people would go with these guys still on the board. Also, interesting fact, going to be the first white corner in the NFL in a very long time. Congrats.
Nice. I am probably going to go running back here. The issue I'm running into, can you bring up the running backs?
I sure can.
The issue this puts me into, it's the other thing I was thinking.
Yeah, there are like
Well,
five worth considering here.
No. So if you scroll up, A-Chain is still on the board, isn't he?
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't really fit the Cowboys because you have Tony Pollard.
Right. Honestly, if you're looking for a Cowboys fit,
I mean, you're going with the
A-Chain.
name. Are you saying if Cowboys fit, you like A-Chain?
I'm just saying Cowboys fit. It's definitely not A-Chain.
Yeah, but you know what is a Cowboys
there's-
fit? A name like Tank Bigsby,
Yeah.
who they think is the dollar discount Bijan Robinson.
And who is the deeply discounted Ezekiel Elliott. So it's
Perfectly what they want.
the same role.
A++ on their trade.
Opposite of Tank Dell, Tank Bigsby is massive. And
So my thought there is the Bills would fear that the Cowboys are going to go ahead and take A-Chain. So they're going to trade up, try and get A-Chain. And then the Cowboys, either way, we're going Tank Bigsby for me.
All right. The Bengals are up. Joey Porter and Sidney Brown for them previously. Filling out that defensive back room. So, not doing that here. Is it time to bite the bullet, rip off the Band-Aid, do the very thing the Bengals are sworn enemies of doing, and draft a tackle?
Yes, it is that time.
Protecting.
Yeah, who wants to protect your quarterback? That's so gross. Man.
That's a hard pick.
They just traded for Orlando Brown, right?
Did they?
Yes, the Orlando Brown Jr. is listed as left tackle for them.
Okay.
Jonah Williams is still hurt. Jackson Carman, you're not going to want to move, really. La'el Collins is hurt still. Honestly, you probably need interior more than you need tackle. As crazy as that is.
And also, the Bengals are allergic to drafting tackles. So do you draft the injury concern or?
Yeah, but who are you really going to want to take here at 92 in the interior? You could go
Olusegun makes sense here too.
a little bit, but I'm not
It's a
I'm
bit
not
of a
sold.
reach.
I'm
Yeah.
not sold. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with I am an Ohio State fan. People are going to hate me for doing this out of order. I do like Davis Allen more than I like Luke Schoonmaker. I'm going to take Davis Allen here, which is about dang time they drafted a tight end because they desperately need a tight end in this offense. Irv Smith and Drew Sample and Devin Asiasi and Tanner Hudson all don't need starting time. So let's give them a tight end who I think could actually make a difference for you.
Is this the first pick with Carolina since Bryce Young?
No, it is not. We gave
Okay.
them somebody in the second round.
Just feels that way.
It really do. Been so long.
Gave him Will McDonald.
Okay.
Who fell to them at a
The
39.
edge.
Yeah, you made that terrible joke, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we need to protect our
on this
our
farm,
new
he
investment.
had some Panthers. You definitely could go offensive line here, but really, I do like the Carolina offensive line quite a bit. Maybe I'm overhyping it. I mean, I'm sure there are areas you can improve on. I'm not saying you can never improve.
Who's their new head coach?
Frank Reich.
He's A-Chain also makes a lot of sense here too, unless you're going to believe in Chuba Hubbard the entire time. And Chuba Hubbard is not necessarily your speed guy. He's kind of an all-around guy. So A-Chain would be a nice compliment. Am I crazy for thinking that?
You are not crazy for thinking that, though I am surprised you think that because of how much you love Chuba Hubbard.
I mean, production speaks wonders.
You've been on Chuba since before he was drafted.
You know what? Let's put an end to this. Let's go Devin A-Chain here to the Carolina Panthers.
To sit behind you, behind
Sit on
CMC.
top of.
Wow. You went there, huh?
Wow, that's great. That's great. I'm a big fan of how this has transpired. Thank you. The Philadelphia Eagles,
who are pissed that they just lost out on another running back by one pick.
Yeah, I'm actually not that pissed. I don't think Devin
just...
A-Chain is really the fit at running back, which I am going to go running back.
Nice.
By the way, it's down to two options for me.
Deuce Vaughn.
Hunter Lupke. No. It's either Dwayne McBride or Tyjae Spears. For me. I feel like Tyjae Spears more fits the mold of what they would want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go that direction. Although, yeah, that was a coin flip in my head, basically. Dwayne McBride is awesome.
All right, we've gone Marvin Mims and Felix
Anudike Uzoma.
Anudike Uzama. Oh.
Yeah.
Who's in their secondary?
Fucking nobody, probably. They don't have one. They line up without one. They put their offense back on the field when it's time to play defense. It's just the offense again. No, I actually do like Justin Reed and their two starting corners, Trent McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed. I like them both.
Trent
But
McDuffie's
you can always
Trent McDuffie's not shown on their Our Lads anymore.
Okay, well, he's on the roster, so I don't know what happened to him.
Oh, he's starting as the nickelback.
Okay.
I was looking at their left cornerback, which is Jalen Watson, the 7th round pick from last year.
Okay. Didn't they have somebody else too? I guess not. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Whatever. Forget it. No, you can always use more corners is a conversation worth having. And safeties, I like Justin Reed quite a bit. Do you really trust Mike Edwards, or do you trust your depth at safety is a concern?
So I am going to go corner, but I'm not
Okay.
going to go the corner I was originally thinking of. In this case, I'm very specifically looking for an outside corner. So I'm sorry, Travius Hodges Tomlinson, you are not it. What is it?
You are not the corner.
Did we draft Caillou Blue Kelly and I missed it?
No, we did not.
All right, let's go Caillou Blue Kelly.
I do like Caillou Blue Kelly. Better Stanford prospect than Tanner McKee.
We are into the compensatory picks. We have made it.
We have made it to compensatory time. And
fucking finally.
See those 3 49ers picks at the back end of this?
Jesus Christ.
Very exciting. Before we get there, let's start off with the Arizona Cardinals, who got themselves a nice corner, nice edge rusher. I feel like they got something else earlier that I am forgetting. John Michael Schmitz. Jingleheimer, as Bug called him. His name is actually my name as well. It is impressive. Kind of want to go interior defensive line if we have somebody that pops out at me. Ooh, yeah. I'm feeling it.
I like how you do that and then continue to scroll, by the way.
Let's go Jacqueline Roy out of LSU. Big boy. Fill up that middle of that line. Got him an edge rusher earlier. They already need everything. So let's keep loading that defense up. Try to get something working here. Maybe they trade DeAndre Hopkins during the draft and get some additional defensive players.
What defense what defense does Riverboat Ron run? Please tell me it's a 3-4. I need it to be a 3-4 or 3 something.
I legitimately do not know off the top of my head.
I got this. Hold on.
It feels like a 4-3 to me. ESPN listed as a 4-2-5, actually.
Yeah, and that's what they have in our lads. That's unfortunate because, man, I want to get rid of this big boy up the middle. He fits a lot of schemes as a run stopper. This is not the situation for that. Where have we gone with Washington so far? Dude, I can't. I can't.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know. I keep doing it too. It's fine. It's just funny to me at this point. Broderick Jones.
The difference is you can do it as I'm trying to pick.
DJ Turner at number 47. Is that it? I guess that's it. Yeah, they don't actually have a 3rd round pick, just this compensatory.
And then in the 1st round, we went
Broderick Jones.
So they got the tackle.
And DJ Turner.
Fuck. You know what? Let's go ahead. This is where he goes. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and take God damn it, Duck. We're gonna take Travius Hodges Tomlinson here. They could use a nickel corner. They just need defensive help, is the big thing.
That is wild, in my opinion. Obviously, I didn't stop you. But 2 5'0" corners in the same draft inside the first 3 rounds together.
Send
is
it.
insane to me. They also desperately need help at corner, so why not? Why not? Get yourself 2 really good corners, even if they're short as hell. The Cleveland Browns are back in the clock. Got themselves Carl Brooks earlier, who I'm a big fan of. Love Carl Brooks, as I've already discussed. I do want to look at defensive back for them. Yep, perfect. Jamie Robinson is the move. They do need a safety. Jamie Robinson fits pretty well, I would say. After losing John Johnson III, they definitely need help at safety. Like one of their biggest needs by far. So defensive line, defensive back all ready for them. And they got Elijah Moore with their second round pick, basically. I'm sure the Browns are feeling pretty good about themselves so far in this universe.
Okay. I'm thinking the Niners are thinking they need a 4-3 defensive tackle as a rotational piece here. So let's go ahead and bring up the tackles. It will not be Moro Ojomo, as much as I want to get him picked. Give me a sec. I have some options. This makes sense to me here. I believe. Let me see. Yeah,
1 minute.
Let's go Zach Pickens from South Carolina.
I was going to say incoming huge reach with Merlin Robinson, but no.
No. I think he's a good fit there. As a rotational piece in the third round, that's a great spot for him to go.
I like it. I'm on board with you. The Las Vegas Raiders are back on the clock. Got themselves a defensive tackle in Jalen Carter. Got themselves a tight end in Darnell Washington. Got themselves a cornerback in Keely Ringo. I really don't think I have any Georgia players left to give them. Scrolling, looking, legitimately trying to find more Georgia players for them. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not going Christopher Smith here, even though I do like him better than 131. They do kind of need safety. I do want to give them an offensive lineman, and I know we've kind of been avoiding it in the back end of this third round. It doesn't feel like a good range for most of these guys. I want to give them a right tackle, and Wanya Morris is actually very good at that. I could see him going much earlier than pick 100 here. Wanya Morris is a solid selection for them, and they do need help on that offensive line pretty badly.
I don't like how old Trent Williams is. So I am looking for a backup left tackle that hopefully I can develop. And the dude is a monster, just as big as DeJuan Jones, if not taller. We're gonna go Blake Freeland here at 101. Just take a pot shot to see if he can back me up on both of my tackle positions.
Yeah, I'm with you that I like a lot of BYU offensive linemen most of the time.
Yeah.
My issue with BYU guys is most of them take their mission and then they come out in the draft, they're already 25, 26 years old.
Yep.
Not that that's killer, and especially on the offensive line, you can get away with that a lot of the time. But man, does it impede progress compared to a guy coming out when he's 22, getting into the NFL weight room really early, getting with NFL coaches really early.
Yeah.
So I like Blake Freeland quite a bit. It does hurt his prospect status that he went to BYU. I mean, just straight up. It sucks, but it's kind of true where we're at with it.
He fits the scheme too. Wide zone heavy scheme.
So interesting to me that there are still a lot of corners left. We've gone corner a lot already in these first 3 rounds, but I do think the 49ers still need a corner. That's scary. What's happening?
Where did our thing go?
It's back. I don't know what happened.
Ben froze
That's
again, so there's that.
fair enough. Maybe it is a StreamYard issue. But I am going to go with a corner here. It's just a matter of deciding which one that I want to go with, because I do like a couple of them. Really, I'm down to Jalen Jones and Eli Ricks in my mind. Probably going to lean Jalen Jones here and go ahead, and that's the end of it. That's Jalen Jones with the last pick of the third round and the last pick of our mega mock draft 3.0 for the BDT.
I like it.
Uh,
It wasn't as crazy today, and that's okay.
yeah, if there are that many trades in the first round, I think things would calm down quite a bit in the second round.
This was our
anyway.
first mock draft doing it with trades together, so
Yeah. The first round got a little bit crazy. But very fun. Very fun. And
all right, Ben, you've been here since the beginning. Give our overall mock draft a grade.
Well, I give StreamYard and Spectrum a fucking F.5.
Okay, good.
But the mock draft itself, I give probably a solid B.
I like it. I think that's about fair. The first round was too crazy to be an A.
yeah, we goofed off too much.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun, though. I definitely enjoyed it. And we will actually have more draft coverage for you ahead of next Thursday, which is the first round of the NFL draft. We will be, number one, we'll be live for that. But on Tuesday and Wednesday, heading into the actual first round of the draft, we will also be live once again. Me alone will be live on Tuesday. Tug will be live alone on Wednesday. We'll do our final first round mock drafts by ourselves, just to make sure that we don't do anything insane and knock each other out of our own rhythms. Get our own thoughts out there for sure before the first round kicks off. On Thursday, we will be live and should be all three of us, assuming Bud can figure his shit out over there. Let's go, man. Not your fault, but still.
It's not me for once.
But
I don't
he's
even know
frozen.
what's
He can't
happening.
even respond. It's great. It's beautiful.
Have you reset your router?
Like 3 fucking
we'll have to
times.
We'll have to troubleshoot with him later.
Have
Either
I provided
way,
you with satisfactory service and answered all of your questions?
No, go fuck yourself.
That is the only thing that's come through clearly all episode from you. That is fantastic. Love it.
Look, I was going to ask
love
Ben
it.
because he didn't do most of the talking today to read the links, but his internet is too shitty. It's
I
all
know.
a plot. I'm telling you, it's all a plot.
Massive conspiracy theory to force Tug to do the thing he despises most.
I just hate that it's always me. I don't hate doing it. I just hate that it's always me.
It's your thing now. It's part of your outro.
Oh, it's not.
It is now. It's just part of your vibe. You give off big link energy.
That scares me. Now I'm going to take us out of here unless Ben has a dad joke to add if he can.
I mean, I can try, but how much of it's actually going to come through? So,
well, that was perfectly fine. So let's press our luck.
Why not?
we'll go with
Damn.
Nice. Right as he
difference
started
between
actually
an
trying
alligator and
just get out of here.
All right. Our links are scrolling on the bottom below. I'll read them out for our audio listeners. They will be attached in the description below, but we have patreon.com/BDTfootball, twitter.com/BDTfootball, facebook.com/BDTfootball, instagram.com/BDT_football, BDTfootball.com, mailbox@BDTfootball.com, youtube.com/@BigDudesInTheTrenches. The Discord link, I'm sorry I can't read it out. The most up-to-date one will be posted in the description. But with that, Doug, do you have any last things to add?
I really don't think so.
All right.
Other than, it's been an honor doing the 3-round mock draft with you, sir.
It's been fun,
As
man.
crazy
It
as it
really
was.
has. It's been fun.
We got a little bit nuts with it, but
We'll tone it down next year when we do this again.
no, we won't. Fuck that.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and or listening. And just remember, you can't win a game if you can't win the trenches.